Okay, we are doing spiral review number 7, starting with question number 1, which says -9 times the quantity -7 plus 4 squared. Okay, so I have to start with what's inside of the parentheses. But I can't really do that until after I have done the exponent. So the first step I'm going to do is this one, which means 4 times 4, 4 squared is 16. I'm going to bring down the rest of the numbers and operations. Second step is to do what's inside of the parentheses right here. -7 plus 16. They are different, so I'm going to subtract and then think about the sign. So that'll be +9 times -9. Hopefully I've got my numbers right. Yes, okay, so -9 times +9 becomes 81. I have to think, just in case. And 81 is a negative times a positive gives me a negative. So my answer will be -81. Now I've closed out my work, so I'm hoping I'm not mistaken, but that's the way that I remember it being. So there's number 1. Number 2, we are going to go back and do the distributive property, peoples. It's been a minute since we've looked at them, so you should be able to expect this as a spiral because we're going back to review. I'm going to do 1/3 times 9. I am not afraid of this type of thing because that just means to divide. So in this case, I'm dividing 9 by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. Bring its variable. And then I'm going to do 12 divided by 3 because that's what that fraction means in this case. 12 divided by 3 is 4. This is the final answer for the second one. The third problem is long, but still something we can handle. 2n plus 1/2 plus 1/3 of 9n plus 12 plus 1/16. First thing I'm going to have you notice is, look at this, people. This is the same as this. So if I'm dealing with parentheses first, like this tells me to, that means I have to distribute first. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring down the things I don't change and then put this where that parentheses was because that shows that I'm dealing with inside of the parentheses first. 3n plus 4. And then bring down the 1/16. Now, I personally, in order to combine these like terms, I want to put my variables together. 2n plus 3n. And then I want to put my constants together. And I'm going to do the 4 first just because it's a solid number. It's a whole number. Plus 4 plus 1/2 plus 1/16. Now I'm going to notice my denominators are different, so I have to make 2 turn into 8 or 6 by multiplying by 8. So bring down, none of this stuff has changed, but the 1 times 8 becomes 8. The 2 times 8 becomes 16. And then I bring down my 1/16. Now that they have the same denominator, I can add them together in the next step. Bring down the 2n plus 3n plus 4 plus, I'm going to add the 8 plus 1 is 9 all over 16. So now I'm going to move from left to right with my addition. Put these two, they're common denominator, or they're common, they are like terms because they both have an n. So that means now I have 5n plus 4 and 9/16. So that should be the answer to number 3. Oh, Miss Began can't read her own writing. This is a 6. So you guys are getting so lucky that I can figure out where my mistake is. but that means we still have to fix it. So if you are a kiddo that does it the simple way where they just kind of copy stuff down, you're going to miss things. I'm still bringing down this same thing right here. None of that has changed. 3n plus 4, bring down my 1/6. That is very different than 1/16. Now I'm going to rearrange. Put my like terms, 2n plus 3n, bring down my 4 like I did last time, bring down my 1/2, bring down my 1/6. And I still do not have matching denominators, so I have to do times 3. I'm going to rewrite this one. It turns into 3/6, but nothing else changes, so I just bring them down. Now I can combine my like terms. This is 5n plus 4. 3 plus 1 is 4/6. So my answer is 5n plus 4/6. But these are even numbers. They're count by 2. So I can reduce by dividing by 2. I forgot my big 4. So, sorry, disorganization. 5n plus 4, 4/6. I'm going to divide this one by, I was supposed to change color. Divide this by 2, divide this by 2. So that changes just the fraction into 2/3. Everything else stays the same. So your answer to that one is this. Now that we've got the correct answer, we're going to do number 4. Number 4 says -5p minus 2 equals -10. I still have to use the distributive property. -5 times 1p means I have -5p's. -5 times -2. Well, let's see what happens here. Okay, I've got my tic-tac-toe. Negative times a negative becomes positive. So that'll be a +10 equals -10. So in order to move to the other side, I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. You're going to get -5p equals, because these eliminate, -20. Going to divide both sides by -5. That eliminates this. You're left with p equals 20 divided by 5. I'm going to do my tic-tac-toe again just to make sure. 7th graders have to think. Now, we have a negative and a negative. So if I can get this to go fast, negative times a negative equals a positive. So that means my answer has to be +4, which means you type in p equals 4. There's the last answer to that one. Make sure that as you do these, you're just verifying your answers, but you have to have done the work yourself or you will not pass the quiz.